Good morning to one and all. I am dealing with the course of Diploma Thermal Engineering 1. In first unit, we deals with the laws of the perfect gas. In the laws of the perfect gases, in our previous session, we discussed about the Boyle's law. And today's session, we'll discuss about the Charles law and Gas-Lussac law. So what is meant by Charles law? So before going to this law, what is meant by an perfect gas equation or ideal gas equation? Ideal gas equation is PV is equal to nRT. So PV is equal to nRT. So here P represents pressure of a gas, V represents volume of a gas, N represents number of moles, and R represents universal gas constant, and T represents absolute temperature. So in this law, we states the relation of volume and temperature because number of moles remains constant and the universal gas constant is a constant of an ideal gas at constant temperature. So here how many parameters are constant? Number of moles remains constant, universal gas constant and constant volume. So the two remaining parameters vary in are volume and absolute temperature. So Charles' law states that at a constant pressure, the volume of a gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. Means volume of a gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature. If we increase the temperature, the volume increases. If we decrease the temperature, volume decreases. Example for volume varies with temperature are if we take a small beaker in which it is filled with a nitrogen gas, and if we take a balloon and the balloon is placed above the beaker, nitrogen gas temperature is very low. Okay, so the volume of the balloon gets reduced. Means if the temperature is less, the volume also very less. And and the second parameter is if the volume increases with temperature. If we take a hot air balloon, if we increases the temperature of the balloon, the volume gets increases. Means if the volume increases, if the temperature increases, volume also increases. If the temperature decreases, volume also decreases. So it gives the direct proportional relation. Mathematically, Charles' law is represented by the equation V is directly proportional to T. So V by T is equal to constant at constant pressure, where V represents volume of a gas, T represents absolute temperature of a gas, and P represents absolute pressure of a gas. The units of volume is meter cube, decimeter cube, liters, and the temperature units is degree centigrade. Pressure units are pascals, mm of He, Newton per meter square, and bars. So at a constant pressure, if we take a process, the process has a two end states. First state, that is initial state, and the second state is final state. So if we take a beaker, if we take this beaker and the pressure remains constant in the beaker, and the initial state is volume is V1 and the final initial temperature is T1, and this beaker is filled with some gas, and this beaker is filled with some gas. Okay, after heating after heating the after heating the volume pressure is remains constant and the volume changes from v1 to v1 to v2, and the temperature changes from t1 to t2. So this is the process. So V1 represents initial volume of the gas, and T1 represents initial temperature of the gas, and V2 represents after the process, that is at second point, final volume of the gas, and T2 represents the final temperature of the gas. At constant pressure, the relation is V by T is equal to constant, and we have two states, that is V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2 is equal to constant. So this is the equation. And if we consider, if and we show this in a graph, on x-axis, the we represents volume, on y-axis temperature. At first state, means before, at first state, volume is V1 and temperature is T1. After heating, the volume changes from V1 to V2. So the volume increases from V1 to V2, and the temperature changes from T1 to T2. So temperature changes from T1 to T2. So these points represents the volume and temperature. So V1, T1, and these points represents the final conditions V2 and T2. So this is the graphical representation. And problems on Charles law. In that first problem is, a sample of a oxygen occupies a volume of 160 decimeter cube at 91 degrees centigrade. Would be the volume of a gas, oxygen, when the temperature drops to 0.00 degrees centigrade. So this is the given problem. In that problem is, the gas is oxygen. So the sample oxygen occupies a volume of 160 decimeter cube. So decimeter cube represents the volume. So initial volume of a gas, oxygen, is V1 is equal to 160 decimeter cube at 91 degrees centigrade. Means initial temperature of oxygen T1 is equal to 91 degrees centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. So 91 plus 273, 364 Kelvin. And the final volume of the, what will be the final volume of the oxygen? So we have to calculate final volume of the oxygen when the temperature drops to 0.00 degrees centigrade. So final temperature of oxygen T2 is equal to 0.00 degrees centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. So 0.00 plus 273, that is equal to final temperature of oxygen T2 is equal to 273 Kelvin. So this is the graphical representation. V1 160 decimeter cube, T1 364, and T2 273. So what we have to find? Volume of a gas, oxygen, that is V2. So what is the formula for Charles law? What is the relation between the volume and temperature represented by the Charles law? We know that from Charles law, V by T is equal to constant. So if we consider it two states, so V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. We have to calculate volume, final volume V2. So V2 is equal to V1 T2 by T1. By substituting the values, we'll get final volume as 120 decimeter cube. And second problem is, a container holds 50 ml of nitrogen at 25 degrees centigrade and pressure of 736 mm of Hg. What would be the volume of a temperature increased by 35 degrees centigrade? So this is the problem. In the problem, the gas is nitrogen gas. So a container occupies 150 ml. So in previous we discussed ml represents the volume. So initial volume of the container in which nitrogen is filled, V1 is equal to 50 ml. And initial temperature of the container T1 is equal to 25 degrees centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. So 25 plus 273, that is equal to 298 Kelvin. And what would be the final volume if the temperature increased by 35 degrees centigrade? So from initial temperature, the temperature is increased by 32 degrees centigrade. So final temperature of the container T2 is equal to T1 plus 35 degrees centigrade. T1 is 25. So 25 plus 35 degrees centigrade. That is equal to 60 degrees centigrade. So final temperature is 60 degrees centigrade. We have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. So 60 plus 273. That is equal to 333 Kelvin. So what we have to calculate? Final volume of the container V2. We know that V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. So V2 is equal to V1 T2 by T1. So by substituting the values of V1, T2 and T1 from the given data, we will get V2 as 55.9 ml of nitrogen. So that means final volume of container V2 is 55.9 ml. So from initial volume 50 ml to the volume is increased by 55.9 ml. Means we heated the nitrogen gas. The next problem is a sample of nitrogen has its initial temperature of 50 degrees centigrade. When the temperature is lowered to minus 5 degrees centigrade, the volume of hydrogen becomes 212 centimeter cube. What will be the initial volume of hydrogen gas? So this is the problem. In this problem description is the gas is hydrogen gas and the initial temperature of the hydrogen T1 is equal to 50 degrees centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. So 50 plus 273, that is equal to 323 Kelvin. And the temperature is lowered at minus 5.0 degrees centigrade. So temperature is lowered to T2 is equal to minus 5 degrees centigrade. So minus 5 degrees centigrade should be converted in terms of Kelvin. So minus 5 plus 273, 268 Kelvin. So final volume of the gas V2 is equal to 212 centimeter cube. What we have to calculate? Initial volume of hydrogen gas V1. We know the relation between the volume and temperature from Charles' law, that is V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. We have to calculate V1. So V1 is equal to denominator T2 becomes numerator T1 in RHS side. So V1 is equal to V2 T1 by T2. So by substituting the value of V2, T1 and T2, we will get the volume as 255.5 centimeter cube. So the initial volume of gas is 255.5 centimeter cube. So by reducing the temperature, the volume is also get reduced. So from the volume is reduced from 255.5 centimeter cube to 212.212 centimeter cube. And next law is Gas-Lussac law. So from ideal gas equation, we represents PV is equal to MRT. So this law states, the Gas-Lussac law states relates the pressure and absolute temperature of an ideal gas at a constant volume. So here volume remains constant and the two parameters varying are pressure and temperature, along with number of moles, and universal gas constant remains constant. So Gas-Lussac law states that at a constant volume, the pressure of a gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. So what is the relation between the pressure and temperature? If in a gas, if it increases the pressure temperature, pressure also get increases. So mathematically it is represented by P is directly proportional to T. So P by T is equal to constant when volume remains constant. Here P represents pressure of a gas, T represents absolute temperature of a gas, and V represents volume of a gas. And if we consider a process, in the process there are two states, that is initial state and final state. If we consider a beaker and if we increases the temperature of the beaker, initial temperature of the gas is T1 and initial pressure of a gas is P1 and the volume of the gas remains constant. And final pressure of a gas is P2 and final temperature of a gas is T2. So we know the relation as P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2 is equal to constant. So if we consider a process for a two ends, initial end 1 and final end as 2. And if we consider problems for the gas-Lusser club, determine the pressure change when a constant volume of a gas at 100 atmosphere is heated from 20 degrees centigrade to 30 degrees centigrade. Here in the problem, the represents the constant volume. So constant volume means it is a gas-Lusser club. So the pressure changes from 1 atmosphere. So initial pressure T1 is equal to 1 atmosphere and it is heated from 22 degrees centigrade to 30 degrees centigrade. Means initial temperature T1 as 20 degrees centigrade and final temperature T2 as 30 degrees centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. So 20 degree plus 273 is equal to 293 Kelvin and final temperature of gas T2 is equal to 30 degrees centigrade. So 30 plus 273 is equal to 303 Kelvin. What we have to calculate? Temperature change. So final pressure of a gas P2. So at a constant volume in gas-Lusser law, which states the relation of pressure and temperature as P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2 for a process. So we have to calculate P2. So P2 is equal to P1 T2 by T1. So by substituting the value of P1, T2 and T1, P2 is equal to 1.03 atmosphere. Means after heating, the temperature increases from 20 to 30 degrees centigrade and the pressure increases from 1 atmosphere to 1.03 atmosphere. Second problem. If a gas is cooled from 323 Kelvin to 273.15 Kelvin and the volume is kept constant, what is the final pressure would result if the original volume is original pressure is 750 atmosphere. So in this problem, the gas is cooled from. So initial temperature is 323 Kelvin and final temperature is 273 Kelvin. So here the temperature is reduced because the gas is cooled and the volume is kept constant. So here volume is constant and pressure and temperature are varying. So the initial pressure of a gas is 750 atmospheres. So what we have to calculate? Final pressure of a gas. So we have to calculate final pressure of a gas P2. So what is the relation between the pressure and temperature from a gas recycler for a process and a state 1 to 2? P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. So P2 becomes P1 T2 by T1. So by substituting the values of P1, T2 and T1, we will get pressure as 636 atmosphere. Means when the temperature reduces from 323 Kelvin to 273.15 Kelvin and the pressure also reduces from 750 atmosphere to 634 atmosphere. Next problem. A 30.0 liters sample of nitrogen inside a resid, a metal container at 20 degrees centigrade is placed inside an oven whose temperature is 50 degrees centigrade. The pressure inside the container at 20 degrees centigrade was at 3.0 atmosphere. What is the pressure of a nitrogen after the temperature is increased? So this is the problem description. In this problem, the volume of the gas given is nitrogen. So volume of a nitrogen V is equal to 30 atmosphere and it is a resid metal container. So volume here the volume remains constant. And the temperature, initial temperature of nitrogen gas T1 as 20 degrees centigrade. So, and it is heated from a temperature 20 to 50 degrees centigrade. So, final temperature becomes 50 degrees centigrade. And the pressure inside a container at 20 degrees centigrade means at initial temperature, the pressure is P1 as 3 atmospheres. And what is the pressure of a nitrogen after the temperature increased? Means we have to calculate the final pressure P2 when the temperature increases from 20 degrees centigrade to 50 degrees centigrade. So the volume of the gas V as 30 liters and it remains a constant, and initial pressure of a nitrogen P1 as 3 atmosphere, and final pressure we have to calculate. So initial temperature of nitrogen T1 is equal to 20 degrees centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. So 21 degree centigrade is equal to 273 Kelvin. So 20 plus 273 is equal to 293 Kelvin. And the temperature increases from 20 to 30. So final temperature of nitrogen T2 is equal to 50 degrees centigrade. So 50 plus 273, T2 is equal to 323 Kelvin. So we have to calculate the final pressure of nitrogen P2. So at a constant volume, the relation between the pressure and temperature is represented by gas-Russell law for a process and the states of 1 to 2. P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. So we have to calculate P2. So by substituting the value of P1, T1 and P2, we'll get the pressure as 3.3 atmosphere. So when temperature increases from 20 to 30 degrees centigrade, so the pressure also increases from 3 atmosphere to 3.3 atmosphere. So it is a directly proportional. Next problem. If a gas occupies 15.0 atmosphere at a pressure of 216 atmosphere and its virginal temperature as 25 degrees centigrade, what would be the final temperature of a gas? So the initial, in this problem, it represents the pressure relation, pressures we are given, and the pressure occupies from 15 atmosphere to 16 atmosphere. That is initial temperature, initial pressure P1 as 15 atmosphere and final pressure P2 as 16 atmosphere. And the initial temperature is 25 degrees centigrade. So initial temperature of a gas is T1 is equal to 25 degrees centigrade. So we have to convert degree centigrade in terms of Kelvin. So 25 plus 273, that is equal to 298 Kelvin. And what we have to calculate the final temperature of a gas T2. So at a constant volume, we have to get the relation pressure and temperature from the gas-Russell law as P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. So we have to calculate T2. So T2 becomes P1 by P2 T1. So by substituting the value of P1, P2 and T1, we will get the final temperature as 318 Kelvin. So when the temperature changes from 15 to 16 atmosphere, the temperature increases from 298 Kelvin to 318 Kelvin. So these are the various numerical problems in Charles law and Gas-Russell law.